Welcome to The Explainer. We are jumping right in today because we're decoding the 2026 Canadian job market. Now, to really understand what's happening out there, I want you to picture your job search like an iceberg. It is honestly the perfect metaphor. The part you can easily see, the public job boards, the company career pages, that's just the tiny tip sticking out of the water. But the real action, the massive foundation where the absolute best career opportunities live, that is completely hidden beneath the surface. So let's dive in and see what's actually going on underwater.
80%. According to career research, 80% of all available jobs in Canada are never publicly advertised. Let that sink in for a second. If you're spending hours every single day just scrolling through online job postings and firing off resumes, you are literally only competing for 20% of the actual opportunities out there. And the kicker? You're competing against everyone else who is doing the exact same thing.
So, here is our roadmap for today's explainer. Number 1, the hidden job market. Number 2, overcoming imposter syndrome. Number 3, projecting executive presence. And finally, number 4, mastering your personal brand.
Okay, let's get into Section 1, the hidden job market.
The reality is, the traditional job search is just flat-out failing mid-career professionals right now. And we really need to understand exactly why employer expectations have shifted so dramatically in 2026. A recent Robert Half labor market report points the finger directly at the rise of artificial intelligence, stating, AI is adding a new layer of complexity to hiring. Human judgment matters. Because AI writing tools now make it completely effortless for job seekers to fire off hundreds of automated applications in minutes, employers are absolutely drowning in volume. They are overwhelmed. So what do? Well, they retreat to their trusted networks. They want human judgment. They want candidates who have already been pre-vetted by someone they actually know and trust.
So we are facing this massive divide right now. On one side, you've got the public job market. It's flooded with applicants. It requires formal, super rigid screening processes. And frankly, it yields incredibly low response rates for you. On the flip side, the hidden job market relies heavily on employee referral programs, internal promotions, and direct professional networking. In that trusted hidden market, you're competing against a fraction of the people, and you actually get to bypass all those rigid automated resume screens to showcase your skills directly to the decision makers.
So what exact forces are pushing jobs underground in 2026? There are three main culprits here. First, like we just talked about, that AI application flood is pushing employers totally away from public boards. Second, new salary transparency laws rolling out across Canadian provinces mean that some employers are actively shifting to private hiring channels just to retain a bit of negotiation flexibility. And third, it comes down to cost and speed pressures. Posting publicly and screening hundreds of resumes, that's expensive and it's incredibly slow. Tapping into a trusted referral is just way faster and cheaper.
Moving right along to Section 2, overcoming imposter syndrome.
Now that we know exactly why we need to access this hidden market through networking, let's talk about the internal mechanics of actually getting there. Building confidence is absolutely crucial. So I want to ask you directly, what holds back your confidence? When you think about reaching out to a hiring manager or asking a former colleague for an informational interview, what is that little voice in your head saying? A strong sense of self-confidence completely shapes how you see yourself and, in turn, how employers see you. But hey, it's also completely normal to hit some roadblocks along the way.
If you're feeling hesitant, trust me, you are not alone. The Toronto School of Management actually points out several common confidence blockers that trip us up. There's self-doubt, where we just constantly compare ourselves to everyone else. There's the very real fear of rejection. There's the sting of negative feedback from past interviews. And of course, the big one, imposter syndrome. That nagging feeling that your achievements are all just luck and you're suddenly going to be exposed as a total fraud. These blockers are exactly what prevent us from tapping into that hidden job market. To combat this, I want you to listen to this fantastic insight from recruitment strategist Sarah Bishop via She Can Code. She says, find experiential evidence. Your mind may doubt your worth, but it can't argue with facts. Think about that. Confidence isn't just some magical personality trait you're either born with or you aren't. It is a logical attitude built on your factual history. Did you solve a really complex problem? Did you lead a tricky project? Did you deliver under massive pressure? That right there is your proof.
And I absolutely love this next technique for those moments when you still feel a bit jittery. Create an alter ego. Seriously, think of Beyoncé creating Sasha Fierce to perform on stage. Before a stressful interview or a big networking call, just borrow bravery. Imagine a character who embodies the boldest, most confident version of yourself. How do they sit? How do they speak? You aren't pretending to be someone else. You are literally just giving yourself permission to access the brightest, boldest parts of who you already are.
Okay, so once you've tapped into that bravery, you need a way to verbalize your experiential evidence clearly. And the STAR method is hands down your best tool here. Situation, task, action, result. When you are out there networking or interviewing, please don't just list out your daily duties. Tell a structured story. What was the situation? What task were you facing? What exact action did you take? And most importantly, what was the measurable result? Rehearsing this doesn't just sound good to employers, it actually wires your own brain for belief.
All right, on to section 3, projecting executive presence. So we've built up our internal confidence. Now, how do we project it outwardly to finally break through those mid-career ceilings? Let's demystify this whole idea of executive presence, because let's be real, it sounds like absolute corporate jargon, right? Well, as the Happy Mondays Code defines it, executive presence is simply how others assess your leadership potential in critical moments. And let's be crystal clear about what it is not. It is not about being the loudest extrovert in the room. It's not just natural charisma. And it is certainly not a senior job title that you just get automatically when you're promoted. It is the clarity, the calm, and the credibility that you project when the pressure is really on.
So let's break down how this actually looks in practice. There are 3 dimensions of executive presence that you can start practicing today. First up, communication under pressure. Do you start rambling when someone challenges your idea? Or do you pause, structure your thoughts, and speak with real clarity? Second, decision quality and judgment. Look, this isn't about being perfect. It's about being able to explain trade-offs thoughtfully and fully owning the outcome. And third, emotional steadiness. Staying calm and empathetic when discussions get heated signals to everyone else in the room that you can be relied upon.
Which brings us to Section 4, Mastering Your Personal Brand. We have officially reached the tip of our iceberg. We've got the skills, we've built the confidence, and we know how to project presence. But how do we make all of this visible to the 2026 hidden job market? Well, to make your presence known, you need a major mindset shift right now. Your LinkedIn profile is not some static digital resume that you just dust off every 5 years. It is an active landing page for your professional reputation. With over 900 million professionals out there, recruiters and decision makers are actively searching for your expertise. And consider this, 78% of candidates are researched online before an interview. Your profile absolutely needs to convert casual visitors into real-life connections.
So here are 3 steps from LinkSignal to optimize that digital brand of yours. Step 1, your headline. You get 220 characters here. Do not waste them on just your basic job title. You want to lead with the value you actually deliver and exactly who you serve. Step 2, your About section. You've got 2,600 characters to play with. Start with a really strong hook that addresses a pain point, explain how you solve it, include your experiential proof points, and end with a clear call to action. And step 3, define your content pillars. Pick 2 or 3 specific themes you want to be known for. Don't try to be a generalist, build your authority in a specific niche.
And here it is. This is the single most actionable piece of networking advice for navigating the modern hidden job market. The 15-minute daily engagement habit. Creating your own content is great, but engaging is where the real magic happens. Spend just 15 minutes a day leaving substantive comments, and by substantive we are talking 3 or more thoughtful sentences on posts from people in your target industry. Don't just type "great post," add a brand new perspective, or share a quick experience. Doing this organically builds massive visibility with hiring managers and their entire extended networks. Well, we have covered an immense amount of ground in this explainer today. From the deep depths of the hidden job market and defeating that pesky imposter syndrome to projecting real, credible presence and building a digital brand that converts. I want to leave you with one final, provocative thought. If 80% of jobs are hidden, who in your network is holding the key to yours? It is time to stop passively submitting applications into the void. Start building those relationships, claiming your experiential evidence, and showing up with real presence. The opportunities are definitely out there, just waiting for you to uncover them. Thanks so much for joining me today.